Can I help you, Mr. G?
How are you today, then?
Oh, very well, thank you. What can I do for you?
Well, I don't know, really.
Well, you've come to the right place. We don't always know either.
No, it's my day off, and rather than stay at the Rovers twiddling my thumbs, I thought I'd think of something different to do. Only, yes, I just can't think of it. I usually I've had these things mapped out for me in the past, and, I can't think of it myself.
Well, have you thought of a good book?
Would you like to pick one out for me?
Hey, I don't know your taste, love. Do you fancy Crown Green bowling?
Oh, no, I don't fancy bowling.
Oh, we've got some good westerns in.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing one at Pictures rather than read about one. I might go to Pictures tonight.
That's a good idea. Jaws is on at local.
Oh, you fancy it, then?
I've seen it, love. But you love it. You'll enjoy it.
Oh, well, look, if you don't go to Pictures, I might see you at Rovers for a drink a bit later on, eh?
You could just do that, yeah.
Right, see you later, then.
Yeah.
Ta-ra.
Sure.
Bye. He's a nice man, really, isn't he? Sort of innocent.
Is that the way you like 'em?
Well, I meant uncomplicated.
Oh, he's uncomplicated, if that's the way you like 'em.
Oh, hey, they're in the Rovers, Ken and Mrs. Nightingale.
Get away. Well, the brass-faced devils. I'm sorry, Mavis. I just can't smack my lips over it where you can.
I'm not smacking my lips over it.
Look, if a fella and woman want to set up house together, let them get on with it. It's nothing to do with us.
Well, that's precisely the attitude that causes half the misery in this world. Look, it's not them I'm bothered about. They can do what they like. It's the children I think about. I mean, some of these poor kids don't know who the real parents are. And you should know. Well, you should.
I do. And you're right. But talking won't alter it.
Well, keeping quiet certainly won't.
Hey, got myself a new jacket. Would you like to see it?
Can't wait. Very nice.
I say, you are coming tonight at Rovers for a drink, aren't you?
Well, that was this morning. Since then, the Gatsby's phoned up, and they want me to do my canary impressions.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't mind hearing that.
Be my guest. Yeah? Couple of comps. Take your lady friend.
Oh, well, we'll see, eh? So.
Tra.
Bye. Oh, I think you're leading him on.
Mavis, ever so Mavis. That's what us women are supposed to do with them there fellas.
Oh, there you go again, saying things you don't really mean.
All right, Miss Prim. Where's your flaming tambourine?
Do you know Mr. Fairclough, the speaking clock? He tells you when it's time to go back to work.
So she went to Corfu instead and loved it.
Corfu, eh?
Yeah.
I would have thought you'd have taken the hint and all.
Never take hints, darling. She said she'd go again, but not in August. You know, she'd go earlier.
Oh, I've heard that.
I'm talking about you going back to work when you finish your dinner hour.
Drop dead,
Hey, it's not a question of drop dead. I've got a lot of capital sunk into that shop, and it doesn't run itself, so come on, let's be having it.
They don't all work in cotton fields, you know. Some of them are behind shop counters in Rosamond Street. On a clear day, you can hear the chains clanking. How's it going, master? How's it going?
Fed up. I'm fed up. Oh, fed up.
Morning, sunshine. Now, what I'd really like is someone to fetch me up a slice of hot buttered toast, a little pot of tea, all set out on a nice tray with a single red rose. Or I could do without rose. Oh, I'll do without tea and toast and all.
Well, it's your own fault, you know. You want to get to bed at a respectable hour.
I was working, Riley. W-O-R-K.
Well, at least it was W-O-R-K, whether a P or P-L-E. I mean, who do I ever get to meet round here that's the slightest bit interesting? Supposing I went out and came back walking on my hands, would that help? Or I could take a quick course in Arabic. Sorry, I'm just indulged in a little gloom.
Oh, don't I know the feeling. Morning. I must be stark stirring raving mad, seeing as I've had to make my own tea, but would you like a cup?
Rita?
Yeah?
I've just seen a gentleman friend of yours heading this way.
Who?
Fred.
Oh, hell.
Oh, she doesn't want him to see her like that. Oh, she doesn't want him to see her at all. She can't stand him.
Oh, why ever not? I think he's quite nice, really.
But according to her, she thinks he's a nuisance.
What does she want?
Oh, I think she wants someone who'll treat her like dirt.
Well, I wouldn't. Would you?
Yeah, I mean, I like a man that you know where you are with. Well, as far as you ever know where you are with a man.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Rita not in?
No, well, she's not down yet. Well, in fact, I don't think she'll be down for quite some time.
Oh, not to worry. I'll pop back later. Give her this, will you? Little pot plant sort of caught me fancy. I thought she might like it.
Right.
Ta.
Bye. Oh, isn't that sweet? She'll not think so, though. She appreciates nothing.
Hello, Rita. I was in cabin earlier today looking for you.
Yes, I know. I've just popped in to thank you for that nice little pot plant. Pot plant. Very nice. Thank you.
Hey, what about tonight?
What about tonight?
Well, I've got 2 tickets for that concert, you know, the big band sound.
Good for you.
Well, it's just that you once mentioned you like them big bands, and one of them's like playing them old Glenn Miller numbers.
Oh, well, I'd love to, but,
You can't.
no, I can't. Oh, it's sweet of you, but there's this other fella, you see, that I've already promised to go out with.
I didn't know you had anybody else in tow, otherwise I shouldn't have jumped in with my size 11s.
Oh, no, he's not a regular boyfriend. He's just a fella that comes round here on business, and when he does, he likes me to see him.
And he's coming tonight.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Some other time, eh? Ta.
Fill your spare time. None of them work. Won't be a minute.
Let me,
It's you.
Yes. I didn't startle you, did I?
Well, yes, you did a bit.
I'm sorry. Well, pleased to see me.
I'm more surprised, really.
Surprised? Why?
Well, you haven't written or phoned. I mean, for all I knew, you could have emigrated to Australia. But I didn't know if you were alive or dead.
I am bad about keeping in touch. My mother's always complaining about the same thing. It's with me moving around all the time, you know. I'm sorry. But I am alive, and I'm well, and I'm not in Australia. And do you want me to go?
Well, not before you've had a nice hot cup of tea and told me all your news. Anyway, it's apologised for not being in touch, but he's been that busy moving about, and he's going to take me somewhere special tonight to make up for it.
Smash him.
Oh, say you're pleased.
I'm pleased.
You're jealous.
Of what?
Because I've got a date tonight and you haven't.
Just so happens, sex spot, I've got a date for that big band show.
Oh, I'll enjoy that.
I would if I were going.
You just said you were going.
No, I said I got a date, didn't say I'd accepted.
I don't understand.
It's with Fred G.
Oh.
I'm not getting stuck with Fred G. I know the Fred G's of this world. You go out with them for one night and they're like flaming sellotape. They wind themselves round you for life.
What have you told him?
I was going out with someone else, naturally.
Well, are you?
No. Best thing I could think of on spur at moment once he announced he got tickets.
He's actually got the tickets. Oh, Rita.
You get rid of them. You see, that's the trouble with blokes like Fred. They're as thoughtful and attentive as a flaming pet spaniel. Swines, you can kick it mouth and say, down Rover, nothing doing. It's a lot harder with the Fred G's of this world.
You're getting soft in your old age.
Not soft, crafty. I've got to think of a crafty way of getting rid of Fred permanent.
Oh, without hurting his feelings.
Well, not his fault he's demented about me, is it? But either I get rid of him or I'm stuck with him. And his little pot plant. Marvellous. Big ears know everything.
Don't be like that. He works with me. He's bound to tell me his troubles. Me being the maternal sort, like that what I am.
That does not include gobbing on about me.
Does if you're part of his love life.
I am not part of Fred G's love life, or ever likely to be.
So you have got a date tonight, then?
Have I ever been known to utter an untruth?
What's he like?
He's not like Fred.
What's wrong with Fred?
He's not like Peter.
Tell me about Peter.
Would you believe tall, attractive sales executive with a red sports car and an expense account?
No.
Well, it don't really matter, does it, lovey? As long as I do and his bank manager does.
And his wife and his 3 kids.
2, Alison and Mark. Hey, if you're so fond of him, why don't you do something about him? Like adopt him. Now, all that I'll get back to Fred.
I don't know why you have to be so devious.
Well, he's more likely to believe it coming from her. I mean, knowing Fanny Shields, bound to embroider picture. What's up with you? You've not swallowed your chewing gum again, have you?
No, that was Derek on the phone. He's had to postpone tonight because he's got to go on urgent business to Macclesfield.
Well, perhaps he has, love.
He has.
No wonder he ducked out when he saw strength at competition. You'd have done the same thing.
What competition's that, then?
Rita's new fella pushed Fred's nose out. Sexy and loaded.
And married. Well, he has to be.
Well, you can't have everything, can you? Well, she can't. I can. I deserve it.
On the strength of what?
Fetching a little ray of sunshine into folks' lives. I mean, 2 minutes with Blondie and you can't fail to be happy.
Yes.
You can fail.
Papers are on the end, and don't forget number 27.
Hello. Still here, then?
Oh, is it that time? I better hurry up and start tarting myself up.
It's still coming.
Well, naturally.
Well, I just had this hunch you might not turn up, with him coming from out of town. People have been known to let people down,
Not this people.
Well, look, I'll hang on a bit. I've plenty of time. Concert doesn't start till 8.
Oh.
It's, nice out.
Is it?
Warm.
Well, it has been.
I can stand it, though.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, hello, Rita.
Oh,
I wondered if,
darling. So lovely and prompt.
Pardon?
Come on through. There you are, darling.
What?
Off you go. Listen, I won't be a minute.
Yes.
Oh, it is lovely to see you.
Yes,
Won't
I
be
know,
a minute,
but
darling.
what
Just you wait in there. Sorry about that, Fred.
Well, you can't win them all. He's a lucky fella, that. Did you hear that, chum? You look after her. She's something special.
Rita?
Derek, just ask and it shall be yours.
What?
Anything.
You know, it's very pleasant in here.
I love candlelight.
Yes, but I mean, it's all quite good taste. Well, I mean, you think, with Rita...
Oh, well, yes. She seems showy, but, well, she knows what's what. I mean, she always seems very flippant, but she's quite a homebody, really. It's a shame she never got married. You're quite sure you like your veal?
It's delicious. Really.
Well, it's not a new recipe. I never experiment on special occasions, but it's a funny thing about cooking. You can do the same recipe 9 times, and on the 10th...
Well, this definitely was not the 10th.
He still has said that if it had been a disaster, he'd still have swallowed it down and said it was lovely.
No.
Now, don't deny it.
I would not. And here's the head waiter who's trembled before the sharp edge of my tongue.
Oh.
I think you've got a very puny opinion of me, Mavis.
Oh, no, I haven't. No, Derek. I just think you've got very good manners.
But when the occasion demands, I'm not afraid to speak my mind.
Even if it would hurt somebody's feelings.
No. Would you?
No. Sometimes, though. Do you know that poster? The one with the girl who was something dreary in the library until she started drinking vodka.
Oh, yes. And then she goes all wild and wanton in her low-cut blouse and boots.
You do know it.
Yes, I've seen it, in passing.
Well, I could never be like that.
Oh.
No, I'm serious, Derek. I could drink a whole crate of vodka and it'd still be me, Mavis.
A very drunk Mavis.
Well, there's not much difference between a drunk Mavis and a sober one. Except the tiddly one giggles a lot and falls asleep.
Now it's all coming out.
No. What I'm trying to say, though, is that some people have got hidden potential that just needs bringing out. Well, some haven't.
And some people like some people, just the way they are.
Trouble is, I'm feeling flaming restless now. All dressed up and no work go.
Well, you have got somewhere to go. You're at it.
Big deal. And I put my £4 a jar schlap on. What a waste.
Well, you had to con Riley that you really had got a club date. I mean, she would never have swallowed it if you'd have gone out looking like a scrubber like that, what you usually do.
Do you know, Bet, someday you're going to make a fella very happy.
When he's my husband?
No, when he's your widower.
Oh, they have to keep their wits sharp somehow.
That's right, love. Really, we're best of mates, aren't we, Lynch?
What? Lynch and Littlewood, we go together like...
Jam and black pudding.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
There you see what a fate worse than death I've saved you from? You could have finished up a frustrated old spinster like them two.
Hey, bachelor girls, do you mind?
But frustrated bachelor girls. Hey, I bet Riley ain't by now if she's played her cards right.
Cheer up, leave her alone.
I thought that's what we were doing.
That's not for public consumption.
Who? Mavis, to tell her you're stuck and can't get home tonight.
Oh, later.
Who can't get home tonight?
Shirley Bassey here. She's got to fill in for this Turn who's got appendicitis and she's got to spend night in Huddersfield, haven't you, love?
Is she?
No, that's just a cover.
Oh, well, what's the sordid truth then?
She's stopping with me.
Well, that is sordid.
Hey, keep it to yourself, Elsie. All I'm doing is giving Mavis run at flat. She's got company.
Lucky her.
We hope.
I might have known you'd be a smashing cook.
Oh, I'm not. I just enjoy it, that's all. Well, that's probably the secret. Anyway, it was only veal with tarragon. I mean, well, there's nothing tricky about veal with tarragon. I think people make too much fuss about cooking. Oh, like I'm doing now.
It was excellent.
Thank you. Thanks. Derek, do you think I'm silly?
No.
I think most people do. I think it's just because I get so nervous about everything.
I don't think you're silly at all. And I just don't know why you haven't got more confidence in yourself. I mean, if I was you and I just cooked a meal like that, I'd have confidence in myself.
Well, I start off all cool and collected. Before I know where I am, I started whittering on and getting nervous.
Well, I don't mind you whittering on. But of course, I don't think of it as whittering.
Well, that's what Rita calls it.
Well, I'm not Rita. I like talking to you. And I like not talking to you. No, what I mean is, with some people, you know, people you're not at ease with, you feel an obligation to keep the conversation going.
Well, I think I'm like that. I get all embarrassed and then I just say whatever comes into my head.
But we are at ease with each other, aren't we?
Remember in the Lake District, we walked all the way around Tarnhouse. I don't think we spoke a word the whole way.
We didn't find the need to speak.
You've got a very good understanding of people, Derek. You've got a good understanding of me.
Well, if I have, it's because we're a lot alike.
Just have some more wine.
If you'll have some.
Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, but I will.
You've got a headache.
I can't.
Oh, go on. Lie to her. Wouldn't be first time. Listen, it'll be an act of mercy. If you let me go out on my own tonight, mood I'm in.
I just don't fancy going out.
Oh, go on.
What's she trying to talk you into now? A life of crime?
I just fancy a night out, that's all.
Motion carried. You're outvoted. Now just get your frilly knickers on and go and tell her Highness that your grandma's just died and we're off.
Bettina? Well, I mean, if Mavis can have a good time.
Mrs. Walker.
Full marks again.
Have you had enough?
An ample sufficiency. Can't that wait for a few minutes?
Well, don't you want some coffee?
That can wait too.
You know, it seems stupid now, but I was petrified about tonight.
How many more times? It was superb.
Not just the meal. Well, not only that, I had a few qualms about that as well. I didn't know if you like veal.
I like veal. I love veal. It's my favourite meat.
I bet you'd have said that if I'd given you tripe and chips.
Go on, ask my mother. Go on, ask her. Pick up that phone and ask her. Say, Mrs. Wilton, what is your Derek's favourite meat?
Derek, you are a fool, honest.
Can I use the telephone?
Sure.
I shall just cut off Mavis's last escape route.
Do you think it'll work? I mean, Mavis.
Well, I provided the place. Now she'll have the time.
That'll be better.
No, why I said I was worried about tonight was, well, I thought you might be bored stiff.
Why?
Well, we've never been on our own before, not with just each other's company. I mean, even in the lakes, there were other people.
I've not been bored.
Oh, me neither. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, Rita. Oh, yes. Yes, we've just finished. Yes, it was. What? Oh. Well, I don't see how I can. I mean, Aunt will be expecting me back. Yes, I know I can phone her. Well, I shall have to now, shan't I? All right, then. Oh, goodbye. Oh, you'll never guess.
What?
Well, it's Rita. She's stuck out of town. She can't get back and she wants me to stay overnight and do the papers tomorrow.
Well, is that bad?
Well, not really. It's just that she knows how I hate sleeping on my own. I'll make some more coffee. Excuse me.
Mavis?
Yes?
I'd like it a little stronger, if you don't mind.
Oh, no.
This the royal residence?
Oh, I would have find out.
Hey, you're a sport, Elsie.
Yeah.
I like a woman with a sense of humour.
Thanks for the lift, boys.
Hey, I think you're lovely.
Yes, I am.
Isn't she lovely?
Oh, aye, she
Aren't
is.
you lovely?
Yes, I'm lovely. I'm also white demand. Come on, love.
The minute you three walked in that club door, I knew our luck was in.
Yeah.
George, what did I say when they walked through that door?
You said our luck's in.
Yes, and you weren't wrong, boys. You're going to get the best cup of tea you've ever had tonight. And the fastest. Get door open, Elsie.
You know, if this was a film, I should ask you to dance. I always think that's a bit corny, don't you? Two people dancing on their own. I mean, do you suppose people actually do it?
Only in films. I think people do a lot of things in films they wouldn't do in real life. Perhaps that's why they go to see them.
Certainly true of the films they're showing nowadays. I mean, people don't actually do things like that in real life, do they?
I shouldn't think so. But I wasn't meaning the films that they're making now. I meant the films they used to make, you know, when it was all romantic and glamorous and, oh, girls in lovely frocks in the south of France.
Grace Kelly?
I saw Grace Kelly in high society 5 times. There should have been a 6th, but my friend got an impact of wisdom too.
Do you want to? A dance, I mean.
Not really. I think I feel silly.
Well, I'm not a very good dancer. I suppose you are.
I have been told that I'm light on my feet. But I don't get much opportunity these days because I do the old-fashioned dances, you know, the waltz and quick step. I can't just stand there and shake my body about.
I wish I could dance a little better. Because I think I'd ask you if I could. Now, I mean. Whether it was silly or not.
Would you like a drop more brandy?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry it's in a sherry glass, but I don't think Rita's got any of the big proper ones. I think she did have some, but they must have got broken. She's always breaking things,
Yeah,
Rita.
just a drop. Thank you. Have you ever stayed here on your own before, in this flat?
No.
Will you be all right?
She'll have to be, shan't I?
Yes, I will. Good night, good night. Well, tea time. Yuck. Talk about Dragsville.
You did well getting Riddle.
I could have clocked you when you asked him in.
Well, they did buy us drinks and fetch us home.
What about that George for a sparkling line in
Oh.
conversation? He never put 2 words together all night.
You tart yourself up, you head for the bright lights, and what happens? You fetch her with a pair of nothings like them.
There won't be nothings to their wives and kids. They'll go back to the hotel, phone the wives up, tell them a pack of lies, and the wives will go to bed dead happy.
It's known as security.
Boredom.
Don't knock it, you'd settle for it.
I had the chance. I said no. I need a bit of magic in my life. Your Georges and your Nevilles don't come equipped with magic.
So who do you know who does?
You're talking about magic? Do you want to hear some magic, ladies? I'll read you a little. Just hang on a minute. From my ever-loving...
From Alan?
Yes. I am writing about our marriage in the past tense, I'll say. Is it in the past tense? Do you know? Because I don't.
Go on.
I don't know where it went wrong, Elsie, but it did. I'm writing to ask if there's any use my coming down to see you. Not to rake over the past, but to try and sort out the future. whether we've got a future or not. At this distance, I gather not. But we can't just leave it like that.
Well, he's right. You can't. You can't just drift out of a marriage like that.
This is the first time I've heard from him since I came back here. 3 whole months.
Elsie, perhaps he was giving you time to sort yourself out in your own mind.
Or himself.
You don't believe him?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps he thought he ought to make the gesture. I don't think he really wants me back.
Do you want him back?
No. In a sentimental sort of way. Thinking about how things were at first. But that's all past. People change. The clock ticks on. He's right about distance between us. We have drifted apart. Sad little bedtime story for the kiddies.
How long have you been married, Elsie?
This time? 6 years. Or 6 years next month.
And it's all gone?
Oh, well, it's still part of me, but that was yesterday, not today.
There's some fellas I can say that about. Too many.
Oh, likewise.
Oh, so don't let it daunt you.
I'm not. More mistakes you make now, more you'll appreciate real thing when it comes along.
Oh, I'll settle for a quiet life. But Elsie, you can't settle this long distance.
I doubt if we could settle anything, even if it was here. Anyway, there's no need to come to a quick decision. I doubt if I'll pick up with anything else. I doubt if Alan will either. Anyway, if he does get involved with somebody, I suppose he'll push me into doing something. As it is, we can just let things drift along as they are.
You're still fond of him, aren't you?
Well, of course I'm fond of him, and I'm sure he's fond of me. We always will be, but that is not a marriage. Come on, ladies, one for the road.
Why not? I feel like getting smashed. I feel like getting all weepy and sentimental. You got any slushy records we can put on?
Oh, I'm going home. If that's mood she's in. Have you ever seen him with mascara halfway down the chops?
I have.
You can't go home, remember, on account of your little scheme to get poor innocent Mavis into lumber. You know how Berry finishes up proposing to her?
And she likes it.
I know.
Oh, I won't lock him up.
Well, it's been a wonderful evening, Mavis. In fact, unforgettable is the word I'd use. If that's not too...
It's a very flattering thing to say.
Not just the food. I don't want you to think it's just cupboard love. Everything has been perfect. Perfect.
Thank you.
Taking its time, isn't it? The taxi.
Yes.
Still, I suppose they're busy this time of night.
Would you like another drink before you go?
Oh, no, thank you. Let's not overdo it.
Enough's as good as a feast, as my mother always says.
Mine, too. Enough's as good as a feast. She's always saying it.
I bet they're much alike, your mother and mine.
I dare say. I'm not going to apologise.
Why should you?
I don't know. I don't know.
We're not babies, dear.
No.
Well, it isn't even the first time you've kissed me.
No, I know, but in the past it was just to say goodnight.
Well, this was just to say goodnight, wasn't it?
That taxi's taking its time, isn't it? How long did they say?
10 minutes, you said. I asked you a question, Derek.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm doing the right thing, aren't I? Leaving the car, I mean.
Well, you haven't had that much to drink.
No, I know, but I can't afford a chance losing my licence. They could just stop me, you never know. Let's be safe.
Yeah.
I could lose my job. Oh. You're sure you'll be all right?
Yes, I'll be fine.
The taxi?
Yeah.
Well, good night. Sleep tight. Mind the bugs, don't... And thank you again. It was perfect.